Hello, Steve White, Trekboy89 for Steve Arts89. Well, I was just watching some of the San Diego Comic Con interviews with the cast of Star Trek Strange New Worlds, and I saw something really annoying. Paul Wesley was questioned about his role in the episode where they make fun of period sci-fi. Like it's set sort of in the 50s, so sort of making fun of that sort of 50s sort of sci-fi, and they're acting like it's the 60s and that's what Star Trek was like in the 60s. Like they've regressed it back to like the 50s because they just don't know what Star Trek is, and the era was they don't understand it and they just think it's a joke. And he actually revealed, which is fairly brave of him, that he, in this episode, he's making fun of William Shatner. The character that he's playing, he's based on William Shatner. The character he's playing apparently is a 60s actor who's full of himself. He's on the set of some TV show, some sci-fi TV show, which is it's supposed to be in the 60s, but they make it out like it's like the 50s. So it's this really infantile sort of idea of what Star Trek was. It's just really offensive. And yeah, so he's making fun of Shatner the whole time. He does the pauses and everything, and I'm like, wow. So Star Trek has gotten to the point where they're actually making fun of Star Trek, where they're actually trashing Shatner and trashing his Kirk in the show, in like this I don't know if it's a holodeck or what this episode is, but it's the one where basically they are on this really lame 50s Flash Gordon sort of spaceship set, and it's supposed to be representative of Star Trek and the 60s and that style of sci-fi, which is really insulting, because obviously Star Trek was a lot more evolved than that. Even Forbidden Planet was a lot more evolved than that. And yeah, so this character basically based it on Kirk, and he just wanted to make fun of Kirk and do this sort of over-the-top parody sort of version of Captain Kirk, but not actually Captain Kirk, because that would be a bit too brave to actually do a parody of him, like Jim Carrey on Saturday Night Live or something, but he's basically doing the same thing. And I thought, wow, I think he's met William Shatner, but how do you meet someone like that you're supposed to respect and then trash them? And after you have trashed someone like that, how do you then meet them? Like if they haven't already met, they'll have some fan convention meeting because they're both technically Kirks. They both played Kirk. So how do you go? Yeah, I had fun making fun of you in the show. We had this character and was basically you in the 60s, this up himself actor who thinks he's all that, and talks for these exaggerated pauses and things because they can't act, and they just want to draw attention to themselves and draw attention to the lines and the words and the delivery and everything. And it's just a really, really ugly little homage he's doing. And I just was like, wow. I keep saying, well, at least it can't get worse. They can't go lower, and they just keep going lower. It was bad enough that they were doing like a parody of 60s shows, making them look like 50s Flash Gordon shows, and basically saying like, oh, here's Star Trek. It's so, juvenile and unsophisticated. Let's laugh at it. Let's and in order to make it like that, they had to basically regress it back to something from the 50s to try and make it look, it's just really ugly. And I just was watching that. I'm like, wow, you piece of shit. You piece of shit. You think you could touch Shatner? Now, I don't like Shatner personally. I met him. He's an asshole, and so forth. But still, his legacy, the way he played that character, and it is exaggerated. He didn't, all the things people make fun of him, he barely did. People just picked up on little things and they exaggerated them and turned them into their own thing. And it's sort of created its own life that's like bigger than the actual portrayal of the Kirk. So yeah, and just to make fun of that, it's like you don't even know what Star Trek is. You're not looking at Star Trek. You're just looking at the idea of it or the pop culture mythology of it, and you're just making fun of that. And it's just really offensive and ugly. And I just had to comment on it once I heard that. It just really annoyed me. So yeah, Paul Wesley, you're a douche. You don't have any of the talent of Shatner. You don't have any of the charisma. You don't even have the looks, and you're too old to play Shatner. So Kirk. Shatner's Kirk. So the idea of you doing a year one version of the show where they have you come in and basically remake the original series, not going to happen, I hope. And yeah, just you're a douche. I mean, what a jerk! Like, yeah, I just thought I'd make fun of this guy in his own show that he created and originated. That, you know, he's the original, and I'm just going to make fun of him. And even though I know Shatner is a douche in person, still, this guy still can't touch him. I'm sorry. So yeah, I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of Paul Wesley and his douchery. And yeah, will never end.